Season on the line, 4th and 11. Butka looking downfield, throwing, incomplete, broken up at the 10-yard line. And Oak Ridge is headed to the NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 5 Championship game.
There's one in the flat. Good catch that time by Ransom. Ransom with a lot of room. And a good block by Delonzo down the field. And Ransom is gone. 57 yards to the house. 2-2.
Swung on and miss. Strike three. St. James Smithtown has done it. They are the 2025 New York State Little League Baseball Tournament champions.
Drops back, throws all the way to his right. Has a man down the field, and he's got him! First play of the drive, touchdown, New York Green Wave! Sanioki's season on the line. Goal to go from the 2. Kyles looks to run with it. Pitches it to Sip. He grabs it. He's in for the touchdown.
The final 25, and they're neck and neck. Kane looks like they have just a dash of a lead. Salisbury taking first. What a race.
Live from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex in Hillburn, New York, the PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of New York Bears football. Tonight, the Bears kick off the 2026 season as they host their season opener on home turf, taking on the Glens Falls Green Jackets. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, joined on the call by my broadcast partner, Joe Calabrese. And tonight's broadcast here in Hillburn is one of 2 events streaming simultaneously here on the PDF Sports Network. Our PDF colleague, David Pizzuto, is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as he is covering the playoffs in the Women's Football Alliance. The top-ranked Tri-State Warriors take on the Atlanta Rage in that game, also streaming on PDF here tonight. But, Joe, as for us here, it's a big night on PDF, no doubt. Tonight's season opener in Hillburn will mark the opener for a New York Bears team that is one of very few teams to appear on PDF in all 5 years of broadcasting on this network. We celebrate our 5-year anniversary here on PDF 1 month from now.
First off, congratulations. For anybody who does not know, my name is Joe Calabrese. I have provided broadcast streaming support for PDF Sports Network. I hop on the call when we do hockey downstate in Bridgewater, New Jersey. So I'm very excited to be here. This is my first time doing this, and I'm very excited, Joe.
It is a blast covering semi-pro football here on PDF, along with all of the other events that we cover here on the PDF Sports Network, including the 2 that we are streaming here tonight. But as we open what is going to be season-long coverage of the New York Bears here in Hillburn, let's take a look at a bit more about this Bears organization, one that we've become so familiar with over the last several years.
Yes, we have. This is their first season in the NFL. They spent the past 2 years in the LAL, and they were the 2024 champions. They were the 2025 runner-up. Through the years, Joe, you've had the opportunity to really get to know people surrounding the organization. As we walked in here, we spoke to the owner, James. Again, there's a lot of familiarity with the Bears and the PDF Sports Network relationship. They were in the Elite Football Alliance, EFA, when they won the 2023 championship, and they won the national championship game. So, again, very, very excited to be here. It's raining outside a little bit, so hopefully that kind of wanes as the game starts.
The rain was much harder earlier. It has lightened considerably. We did expect the rain to be out of the forecast around 6 o'clock. So we're about 20 minutes past 6 right now. It is drizzling here in Hillburn, so we do expect the weather to clear up as we approach kickoff, which should be in just under 10 minutes. But, Joe, we've certainly seen plenty of this New York Bears team over the last several years. But tonight, we also get a first look at a team that we have not covered before in the Glens Falls Green Jackets. Tell us a bit more about them.
Yes. First of all, their uniform set is excellent. They are one of the longest-running franchises here in semi-pro football. They were established in 1928. For anybody who needs a history lesson there, that was before the great stock market crash. So very interesting history here. They played in the Colonial Conference. They finished 2-7-1 in 2025. They won the 2023 North Atlantic Championship in the NFL. And we'll see if they can bounce back after a really a difficult year for them last year.
They were 2-7-1 in 2025. They played in the Colonial Conference last year. However, they are now a part of the North Atlantic Conference. It is the Bears that will be playing in the Colonial Conference this year. We touched on it in the open. The Bears are making their debut in the NFL tonight. The league is made up of 4 conferences. We've already mentioned 2 of them in the Colonial and the North Atlantic, but the Green Jackets, previously in the Colonial, now in the North Atlantic. The Bears are a part of the Colonial Conference, and you'll see the standings up on the screen.
Yes, here's the standings here, and I did a little bit of research here. The Colonial Conference here, I believe, has the least amount of teams, just the 5 teams that you see on the screen here. As of right now, only the Boston Bandits and the Valley Generals have played, so the Bandits, I want to know, are in first place with the win here today. The New York Bears can kind of keep pace with them. And also something to note, Joe, the Brooklyn Pharaohs have also appeared on PDF Sports Network several times and are another former EFA champion. And again, for anybody who's just watching and listening to us for the first time, LAL, the League of All Leagues. Is that correct?
Yes. We've covered them plenty here on PDF. The Jersey Sharks, formerly a part of the LAL, another team that we've covered extensively and will cover yet again later this summer. So plenty to look forward to here on the PDF Sports Network. And before we break ahead of kickoff, let's take a look ahead at the schedule in the Colonial Conference this week. We have our game here in Hillburn, plus 2 more games on the schedule.
Yes. So the 2 games that we have are the Bandits. We got to adjust the record over there at the Pharaohs, and the Generals at the Bulls.
And with that, we will step aside and take a quick break. It looks like they're getting set for the opening coin toss, so we'll hear from our sponsors. And when we come back, it is kickoff in Week 1 of the NFL. For the Bears, anyway, they play their first game of the 2026 regular season. As for the Green Jackets, they take the field for the second time in 2026. That's coming up after this break here on the PDF Sports Network.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089232694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Burgers are better at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
My weekend starts with the Brownstone burger, topped with cheddar, barbecue sauce, and a fried egg.
Give me the Hawaiian burger. I love the Canadian bacon and sweet pineapple.
How do you like your salads? Shrimp, chicken, beef?
Stop in and see why families are eating good at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
The PDF Sports Network is officially seeking sponsors for the 2026 Vetera Liga season. The Vetera Liga is the top professional American football league in Finland, and now, for the first time, is available in the English language and in the U.S., courtesy of PDF. Join us as we make history by showcasing the Maple League to a new worldwide audience. Our partnership with the Vetera Liga was recently featured in International Business Journal as a groundbreaking venture that in 2025 earned us a Global Recognition Award and a GHP Magazine Award for Best Local Live Broadcasting in the nation. It's time to bring our coverage to the next level and showcase your products and business to local and international audiences. Show your support now by calling us at 732-723-8189 or by emailing pdfsportsnet@gmail.com.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later.
about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
And we are back here on the PDF Sports Network. Joe Foreman alongside Joe Calabrese on the call in this NEFL matchup. Officially, it is NEFL Week 2, if I'm not mistaken. The Glens Falls Green Jackets come in with a record of 1-0 as they visit the New York Bears, making their NEFL debut and playing their first game of the 2026 regular season. And Joe, we've mentioned how this Bears organization has had plenty of success. Wherever they've gone, they have a chance to lay that foundation here this evening against the Green Jackets.
Yes, they do, as both teams come out here for the coin toss. Again, this is my first time here. It's a beautiful area over here. The Bears have had a lot of success over the past couple of years. They've changed leagues a couple of times, so we'll see what happens here.
Bears, of course, led by head coach Jason Walker, a name we've become very familiar with here on PDF. And the Bears were one of the 4 teams that competed in the Elite Football Alliance on our very first day of coverage nearly 5 years ago. We've since covered the Bears in the LAL. We've seen them finish with a championship out of the LAL, as we mentioned earlier during our pregame coverage. They were the runners-up last year and now move on to the NEFL this year. They're also former EFA champions back in 2023. So a lot of excitement surrounding a new season, and here on PDF, we are always thrilled to come here to the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Complex in Hillburn, one of the nicest facilities you will ever call a game in, both in terms of the scenery and in terms of the amenities for us as broadcasters. Of course, we have what we love, you and I, Joe, the elevator up to the press box, one of our favorite amenities here at the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Complex. But it's a great place to watch a game, and we encourage fans of the semi-pro game to come out and catch a game in person. Come support the Bears if you are local to this facility. If not, and you can't be here, we have you covered all season long here on the PDF Sports Network. We anticipate being here for each and every Bears home game this year, the next of which I believe falls on July 18th. So, Joe, you and I won't be here for that one, but PDF certainly will be, as that game falls on a day where you and I will be at Fanatics Fest. So
that is correct. A couple of other things going on that day, so hopefully everything breaks well. We hope that the temperature outside kind of stays where it is now. We hope the clouds clear. As you mentioned, here in the press box, nice amenities, the elevator, very nice. And it's a nice and comfortable temperature for us in here, too. So get ready for the start here very, very soon here. I did not see which team won the toss. Did you see that?
I did not, and I should note as well, we'll note this point several times throughout the broadcast, we do not have a roster with numbers for the Green Jackets. We have the full Bears roster with numbers. We do not have the same for the Green Jackets, so unfortunately we won't be able to let you know who it is by individual name with the football and who exactly it is making plays on the side of Glens Falls. And on the NEFL website, they had a full breakdown of every player on the roster minus the numbers. I'm not quite sure I've ever seen a roster like that published without the numbers, but that's just how the layout of the website is. They did not have numbers associated with each player. We got those on the Bears side from Jason Walker a bit earlier today. So on the Bears side, all good, and we'll do our best on the other side to help you keep up with all of the action here in Hillburn. We are moments away from kickoff. The Bears and Green Jackets open up the Bears season. Green Jackets looking to improve to 2-0. They picked up a 6-0 victory in their season opener, their first time out. The official's whistle comes in, and it's a low-line drive kick across the 30-yard line, scooped up just inside of the 25-yard line. Looking to take it toward the near sideline is Nigel Swift. He cuts upfield and is tackled at the 40. That's where the Bears will get started. And, Joe, we should note Juan Rodriguez, starting quarterback for the Bears, is injured and is not going to play in this game. So they'll have to piece the quarterback position together.
Yes, that was a nice return to start. One thing of note, and I was going through the rules here, it seems like most of the rules here for this particular league, they abide by NCAA rules with a couple of tweaks in terms of game flow and player safety. So if those things come up as the game goes on, we will be happy to break them down for you.
David Crawford, a former Green Jacket, is working out of the shotgun. It's an empty backfield. Jet sweep and a bit of a high snap. It is reeled down by Christian Grizzle, and down goes Grizzle. He is thrown hard to the turf.
He was thrown so hard his helmet flew off there. So he struggled to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's going to back the Bears up 5 yards. 2nd and 15 here. Christian Grizzle, a name we became very familiar with covering the EFA, a former Empire State Demon Knight, and I think now it's fair to say a longtime New York Bear. He's been with this team, I believe, the last 3 times we've covered them, maybe 4. As Crawford is flushed out, looking upfield, he will take off, and he has running room. He reverses field across the 45, out to the 50, and forced out of bounds into the Glens Falls bench after a pickup of about 17 yards on a first down run.
It's a good job getting all of the yards that they lost on first down back and then some as he crosses midfield. Nice cut. I thought he had a little more room in front of him, but he deferred to cut to his left side, get to the sideline.
The officials spot him out of bounds at the Glens Falls 48-yard line. Officially a pickup of 17. Daquan Brown at the quarterback, or I should say flanking. Almost lost Crawford behind him. That is a big back, Daquan Brown. Announced as Bowie Brown over public address, and Brown going to be tough to bring down. It took 4 Green Jackets to get him on the turf, and he'll pick up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9.
Kind of a throwback there to an old Chicago's Bears play from, I think it was Super Bowl 20 with the fridge there.
Yeah, you lost me there.
Once
you went with the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl, or I should say the first, that I can remember is probably in the high 30s.
Okay.
Maybe. When did the Patriots play the Panthers? That's the first one I remember.
Super Bowl 38.
Okay.
Who's counting?
Crazy you're able to pull that out of your head. Crawford once again flushed out, this time to his left, and once again he will take off and pick up another first down. He's 2 yards past the sticks, out of bounds at the Glens Falls 36-yard line.
It was a nice-looking play there, Joe, as we take another look at that.
Yeah, early in this game, they've had trouble maintaining contain on David Crawford. Very apparent that he can move, and we haven't seen him show off the arm just yet, but if he can throw anywhere near as well as he can run, that is a dynamic dual-threat quarterback that this Bears team has at their disposal. This might be a free play. Crawford looking downfield, man wide open, and it's caught. Caden Liddy has the touchdown reception on what I believe was going to be a free play, and they completely lost him as Crawford rolled out to his right.
Yeah, Joe, the flag was thrown almost immediately as we take another look at this. And once again, it looked like on the initial snap, he was looking to run again as his receiver breaks downfield. And I think the Green Jackets player kind of expected the play to kind of just halt and stop there, lost track of the receiver. And that's to the benefit of the Bears here as they take an early lead here in the first quarter.
And looking at that play, if you can give me the replay one more time, Joe, looking at it in real time anyway, it appeared that the defensive back charged with manning up Liddy down the field got his eyes on Crawford and then just completely lost his ability to play coverage downfield. Once you're flat-footed anticipating a quarterback run, these receivers are too good. They'll accelerate straight past you and create the separation needed for that big completion quickly.
Absolutely. So it seems like the Bears here are struggling with personnel on the field as they attempt a two-point conversion.
And they are going to need a timeout. So the Bears will talk things over very quickly, as will we. We'll be back in 15 seconds. All right, we're back from Hilburn. Had to pass along a broadcasting note very quickly with our microphones cut. Joe Foreman on the call alongside Joe Calabrese for the PDF Sports Network, and it's an early 6-0 New York lead over Glens Falls. Welcome to the NFL New York Bears. It's an opening drive touchdown, and they'll look to make it an 8-point game. Crawford hands off, and Brown is stifled. I'm not even sure he got back to the line of scrimmage there. No good on the 2-point try, and it stays a 6-point game.
Yeah, that was good pressure up front by the Green Jackets. They were able to win a trench battle for the first time in the game as Crawford was looking to throw early and often, but he's had to use his legs. So good job by the Green Jackets preventing any further bleeding here very, very early. But the Bears, as you alluded to, first league touchdown here.
You have to be pleased with that offensive drive if you're the Bears. A couple of quarterback runs, big quarterback runs by David Crawford, getting the secondary with their eyes in the offensive backfield. And once that happens, it tends to become troublesome very quickly. You get your eyes on the quarterback as a player in the secondary, and all of a sudden, these great receivers that we know on this New York Bears squad, Liddy, one of the names that we haven't covered yet, but we've, of course, seen Christian Grizzle, Nigel Swift, and plenty more Bears. Camabalo's still on this roster. And those are names that we've said many times over the years here on the PDF Sports Network, and it just seems that this organization continues to add to that long list of playmakers. Many years back, they had, and I'm kicking myself for not remembering the names, but they had a halfback duo that was arguably the best that the EFA had to offer at that time. In every game, they could hand it to any of their backs and make plays. It was Brown getting the bulk of the carries on that drive, of course, splitting those with the quarterback Crawford. We wait kickoff here with the Bears leading 6-0. It looks like the Green Jackets are ready to receive it, but the Bears are huddled up in two separate places, and we're about ready to go as the whistle comes in. Kick on the way, received just inside the 15. Run back taken toward the far side, and a pair of Bears going high and low on the return man. And that is a very unenviable position to be in for the returner. He gets completely upended and taken down up high at the same time. That is a tough way to go down on your first touch.
Now I was going to say, are we pro Bears punts here or are we not?
Well, it depends on how good they are.
Okay. I'm going to refrain from using them until they naturally come instead of forcing them. How about that?
Okay. I think, you know what, I'll keep it to myself. I had one that I really liked and I'm sure we've used before, but like I said, and like you said, we'll keep those to ourselves for now. It's a pistol look on first down for the Green Jackets. The Bears may have jumped off sides, and play is allowed to continue. And a broken tackle in the offensive backfield allows the ball carrier to get back to the line of scrimmage. And when that play got started, Joe, I did not see it ending that way. It looked like either a flag was going to come in or a big loss was upcoming.
Yeah, I was going to say that seems like the back judge is called. Back judge did not did not throw the flag on that particular play. It looks like the Green Jackets did get a yard. Got back to the line of scrimmage. I think maybe a yard. What do you think?
I think they gave them a yard.
All right. So it'll be second and long here. Let's see if they continue to operate out of the pistol or non-traditional formations as this game goes on.
It's a shotgun look here. 4 receivers on the field. Officially 2nd and 9.
The 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Pretty balanced look.
And a throw toward the right sideline is nearly picked off. Zayn Rosario had a big chance there, not only to pick that ball off, but take it back for 6.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked like number 39, and that's Corey Walker, on the blitz as well. So the pressure got there really, really, really quickly, Joe, here as we take another look at that.
And you're right, Joe. That pressure definitely forced the ball out a bit more quickly, but that is a tight window you're throwing into, a lot of crowding, along that far sideline. I think they had 2 receivers in the area as well, which makes it tougher to get some space. And very quickly, it's 3rd and long.
Another shotgun look here. Pretty similar formation as the last play.
Throw up the sideline, and it looked like a good ball. Maybe just a bit overthrown, but there was an opening there, and it falls incomplete to bring up 4th down.
It's a little more time to throw the ball on that particular possession. It seems just out of the outstretched receiver's hands for the Green Jackets. It looked like he had space on the defender. So the Bears, on their first defensive possession in the new league, just conceded that 1 yard here, and Green Jackets very quickly to punt.
It was a low-scoring game, and a Green Jackets win last time out for this Glens Falls team. Just 6-0. There was no play-by-play available from that game. We'd assume 1 touchdown. You never really know, but sometimes you know.
Now, my question to you is, from our vantage point, do we have a working operating clock? Because we have the scoreboard in front of us.
From our vantage point, we do not.
We do not.
Bill will make announcements when relevant regarding the time remaining.
Okay.
So we've been in those situations a couple of times.
See, I'm a Ramapo rookie over here.
And the Bears might have blocked that one.
I believe so.
Will they touch it? They will. And immediately the tackle was made as Uriah Clark was quickly taken down. So the Bears are going to start with great field position on their second drive, and they are presented with a prime opportunity to make it a 2-score game early.
Yeah, and let's take another look here, Joe. Good pressure up the middle from the Bears. Definitely looked like it was tipped a little bit.
I would suspect it was.
Changed the trajectory of the ball. Went straight up in the air. Didn't go far after that.
Yeah, I would suspect it was tipped. But you never really know. Sometimes those punts end up being, for lack of a better term, a pop fly. Just straight up, straight down. It happens on occasion.
Work to the Bears' advantage as they start their second possession here on the Green Jackets' 36-yard line.
It's a pistol look for New York this time. Pre-snap motion once again out of the slot. They fake the handoff on the jet sweep and go up the middle to Brown. And Brown is out across the 30 with a gain of 8.
First couple of plays here, Joe, we've seen really good, I think, interior blocking from the Bears. Obviously, they came out looking to throw, and Crawford kind of improvised on those first couple of plays with the runs. But they've seemed to kind of settle in from that point on in the last couple of plays. A little more standard look.
Bears back in the gun. We'll have another free play. Crawford throwing downfield. It's caught. And spinning off the tackle and into the end zone is Nigel Swift. Touchdown, New York.
And I think the cadence of that play, Joe, was very similar to the first touchdown for the Bears with the flag thrown. Take another look at this momentarily.
They're discussing the flag, so we will see if this play stands. There's no reason to believe, based on what we saw, that it will not be a touchdown, but let's wait and confirm. Offsides on the Green Jackets. Touchdown Bears, and a 12-point lead for New York. A play like that, Joe, Swift able to box out his man in the secondary.
Yeah, I was going to say, I said it was similar. It was a little different there, but much better coverage. But again, good job by the Bears receiver looking for the ball, boxing out, doing those little things right at the goal line. Seems like the Bears are once again. Oh no, they're not. They're going to kick the extra point here.
They're going to send on Anthony Sturego to attempt the PAT.
It's Anthony Sturego.
We know that name.
That's right. Maybe his father or somebody came up to us before the game and confirmed that as another flag is thrown.
Should we be insulted that he didn't think we knew? Maybe it's because Dave's not with us today.
That's possible. Big shout out, Dave. Again, he's not here, doing another PDF broadcast about 2 hours south of us. Probably more, actually, right?
I thought we had the same start time. It appears he starts at 7, which would put him about 7 minutes away from kickoff.
So that penalty was for a false start.
And I'll tell you, Joe, off the tee, Storego drilled one from 47 during warm-ups. So
yeah, that was quite impressive. Anytime somebody who's not an NFL kicker can kind of kick 35, 40 yards and beyond, that is impressive, as that PAT is good.
Drills that one as well. Made it look easy. Low line drive kick. Easily clears the crossbar. And New York leads it 13-0. Green Jackets on their opening drive nearly threw a pick 6. After a gain of 1 on first down, the dropped interception and an incompletion on third set up a punt that hardly netted them anything. And now they get it back, trailing by 13, and find themselves in a difficult position early in this game. We know the pedigree that the Bears come into this game and a new league with. This isn't your stereotypical newcomer.
No, it's not. They've had success in each league that they have been on prior to the start of this game, and it's a really good start. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
And they've managed to impress on both sides of the ball early in this game.
But it's still early.
I think they would tell you they should have had 6 points on defense, and of course, fair enough, a defensive player will usually assess themselves that way. But they got off the field, 3 and out. Nearly blocked a punt as well. Perhaps they did block it. So special teams, you can check that box. The PAT good. It's been a nice start for New York, and Green Jackets hoping to put a damper on that, and perhaps that will help. It's a good kick return out to just shy of the 40-yard line. Green Jackets will take over for their second possession at their own 39.
Green Jackets looking for that return to give them a little bit of momentum here. Stagnant start for the away team. Again, looking good in those Packers colors.
I do like the uniforms quite a bit.
I love the Bears uniforms too. We love that mustardy kind of yellow color.
You don't see it very often outside of those Pittsburgh Steelers mustard uniforms. Do they have the mustard, or is that the Packers?
Well, the Packers have those. They're alternate yellow uniforms. They're ugly.
All right, yeah, those aren't good.
Shockingly enough, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't think, have used the yellow uniform in quite a long time.
I think, are the Bumblebees mustard and black?
They are.
Okay.
And speaking of yellow, we got more yellow here with a flag.
Seen a few of those. 2 of them on touchdown plays. Neither flag.
I believe this is the 4th of the game.
Enforced, with both plays resulting in points. And we saw the Bears jump on the first offensive snap of the game for Glens Falls. It was not called. Maybe they got back. I didn't think so, but.
Yeah, we were kind of in agreement there. But despite the fact that they have jumped twice on each snap so far, and again, for Glens Falls, it's only been 3 offensive snaps for them outside the punt, the Bears have been in the backfield each time.
It's a pistol look. 1st and 5. And it's a handoff right up the middle, and a gain of 2.
Officially call that a gain of 3, Joe?
No way they gave him 3.
We'll adjust that.
They did. They just moved the stick up, Joe. I think you were right.
All right. You know I'm right.
They gave him 3 on that. Wow.
So, yeah, another pistol look. That's the 3rd offensive snap. Glens Falls has utilized the pistol formation here so far in this game. And the Bears looked like they were going to stop that at the line of scrimmage for no gain, but good job by Glens Falls getting a couple yards out of that.
Well, that was a good, hard run because Bears have a lot of size up front, and there was a big collision right at the line of scrimmage, and there's a good bounce to the outside, and another nice run, this time for a first down. First down of the game for the Green Jackets, and they're out across midfield.
Best offensive play of the game here so far in the first quarter for the Green Jackets, and really good offensive line blocking up front. Made that play happen. Again, it looked like the Bears were able to get solid penetration at the line of scrimmage, but the Green Jackets with some good downfield blocking. Gain of about, what was that, 6 or 7, as they cross midfield for the first time in the game.
Plus territory for Glens Falls here. It's 1st and 10 at the New York 47. Once again, they are in the pistol, and once again, they will hand off up the middle, but this time, a host of tacklers in that mustard yellow surround the ball carrier, and a flag will come out from deep in the secondary as shoves were exchanged. Perhaps a late hit was dealt as well, and that's what started it all. Late hit, that drew a flag, and then a shove after the first flag drew one more.
So let's see what the officials decide here. Is it just going to be the Bears who are flagged here? There were multiple flags thrown. The refs want to keep control of the game. Let's see if there's something for each side.
Well, the officials are going to have a lot to sort out here. There was the initial flag, which came in from the back judge, and he showed off the arm strength there, dropping that one in between several players who were engaged in some extracurriculars. And that first flag served as no deterrent. Immediately after that, one of the Green Jackets came in and shoved down one of the Bears. There's a very real chance they could back up the Green Jackets more than 15 yards. Officials still talking about it. Now, I think one question you have to ask is, do they ever enforce multiple personal fouls against the same team? Like, is there a situation where they would enforce 30 yards?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, if there's 2 fouls in particular, essentially it's an easy decision for the coach. You can only take one of them.
Because one occurred, well, did they both occur during the play? And they say offsetting.
Offsetting. That's what I thought.
Or was it 2 and 1? It was 2 and 1. It was 2 and 1. So.
Okay. So I assume that the initial one must have come from the Bears side, and then Glens Falls retaliated, and they were given 2 consecutive flags.
I'm guessing that the Bears instigated, and while we were following the action, we didn't see it because it occurred away from the ball. So the Bears must have instigated. That prompted the response from the Green Jackets, and then we did see the shove by the Green Jackets offensive lineman that came in well after the first flag, and that's what drew the second and resulted in the 15-yard penalty. So
self-inflicted wounds here for the Green Jackets here. They had some momentum here after the first couple of plays of their second drive. Now they're backed up, back on their side of the field in a 2nd and 25.
Trips to the left. Glens Falls in the gun. And it's a screen pass. Complete. And that doesn't go very far. That'll pick up 3. Well, this drive was off to a nice start, and that personal foul really derails things. Now you're in a 3rd and a mile, and you would have to get a really big chunk of this to even think about going for it. And even then, is that a consideration this early in the game, especially after a punt where it was blocked and ended up netting you just a few yards?
I was going to say, this is a situation here where you're down 2 scores. Obviously, it's dependent on what happens on this particular play. I think if you gain a decent chunk of it and you cross to the other side of the field again, you would have to consider going for it. And if the play does not succeed, then I would probably punt and try to play the field position game to shift the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, when it comes to punting, I think you have to factor in what are your chances of a punt in a positive direction of more than 20 yards, as this short pass results in a big hit. perhaps an injury. Yeah, coming up, holding his arm, was Quineal Anderson. He drove the receiver on that play, which was the halfback, down and kind of got stuck on top of him. I think his arm got trapped, and it looks like he's favoring the left arm right now.
So I don't think there was really any gain on that play. I think they got back to the line of scrimmage, Joe, right?
Yeah, looks that way, and it appears we're going to get a punt here as well.
Remember, on that first punt attempt, the Bears' interior penetration so far in this game has been good. Let's see if that continues. Looked like it did.
Yeah, I don't think they blocked that one, Joe, but again, they didn't net much. Maybe, I'd say 15 yards max on that. I think they punted it from the 42 and they got it to the 45. So maybe 13 yards on that punt.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
let's slow this down here. Take another look at it.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. So if you get anywhere remotely close, I think you're better off taking a shot going for it than you are punting it for a net of 13 yards, especially at risk of having the punt blocked.
Let's see. Once again, Bears' interior penetration gets there. You know what? I don't know if that was blocked.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
I'm not sure the first one was either, but I think that one was a bit closer, the first one, that is. So the Bears have a chance to really separate themselves in a big way early in this game, already leading by 13. They've been dominant on both sides of the ball thus far, helped in large part by that personal foul on the last drive. He fakes the handoff on the jet sweep to Grizzle, and Crawford rolls to his left. Could have thrown it away and got hit late.
Yep, I was going to say that looked like a late hit out of bounds.
And you just can't do that.
Got to think that it's a little bit of frustrations so far on the Green Jackets' part as another flag comes out on the far side of the field with another extracurricular get-together from both teams.
Yeah, the official had to utilize his hat as an extra flag, but frustration has mounted very quickly for the Green Jackets early in this game. It's been a sloppy start for them, but they're still very much in this. There is no reason to give away 15 yards on a play like that.
Still in the first quarter, Joe.
And Crawford could have thrown that ball away, too. He did not have to take a loss on that play. He could have thrown it over the sideline, avoided the late hit, and avoided what, were it not for the late hit, would have been a loss on the play, and a sizable one. It would have been 4 or 5 yards he lost.
So now the question is, initially it looked like a late hit out of bounds, which would be 15 yards to the Bears. And that secondary exchange, like the first time around, is the other team going to get flagged? There's the personal foul initially. So it seems like a pair of unsportsmanlike conducts, Joe, were given to each team after that. So the 15 yards will be tacked on?
Well, the signal displayed that there were 2 personal fouls on the Green Jackets and 1 on the Bears. However, the signal was offsetting.
Okay.
And that was not the proper signal. So they're going to move up the Bears 15 yards here and spot the ball at the 45. And that's correct, as Crawford was pushed out right at the 40. So what would have been a 2nd and 15 instead turns into a first down and plus territory for the Bears. Clock begins to run. And I would like to know where exactly they are keeping the clock. They tried to give it to us earlier. I'm not sure if you want to do that.
No, I don't think it's with the DJ. I'm trying to figure out, is it with PA?
Pat has experience. He could run the clock. He heard his name. Now he's looking over. Pre-snap motion here. Grizzle, the motion man. Crawford looks his way and now finds himself in trouble. He escapes a collapsing pocket, eyes downfield, flips it short. And Grizzle is wrapped up nicely. A flag is out.
So we can confirm that Bill does not have the game clock over there.
I know he doesn't have it.
Okay.
It's holding on the Bears as well, so New York's going to back up 10.
So this is the first self-inflicted wound that we've seen on the Bears in this game. So for the third straight drive to start this game, they had crossed midfield onto the Green Jackets side of the field. So it'll be a 1st and 20, right?
Thereabouts, I would say. And indeed it is. Though they have it set for about a 1st and 19. Depends on where that hold occurred. Give it a 1st and 19, Joe, for the sake of accuracy.
That's right.
Empty offensive backfield here. 5 receivers out there. Crawford looking right. Just got rid of it. He's picked off. It's intercepted over the middle, and Glens Falls will take over at their own 46-yard line.
So the first real mistake that we've seen from the Bears in this game, as that will also be the end of the first quarter, Joe. Let's look at the replay here quick before break.
Well, Crawford did well to get this ball out because he was in danger of taking a hit from behind. You never know how those are going to end up, potentially with the ball being punched out. But I could see where he was looking. He did not see the linebacker cutting underneath that receiver. It's an interception for the Green Jackets to bring the first to a close. Our score, New York 13, Glens Falls nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the PDF Sports Network. It is Green Jackets football, and a first down screen pass that looked promising sails incomplete. There was blocking and there was room along the far sideline, but the throw is too high. And that will bring up 2nd and 10 following the Bears' turnover. Joe, let's get one more look at that interception.
Yeah, let me get that for you momentarily here.
And I mentioned it when we got our first look at the replay, the pressure that was coming from behind, the pocket collapsing a bit. And so far in this game, Crawford has not been forced to throw out of the collapsing pocket. He's been able to escape and run. They forced him to throw that time and reap the benefits.
Yeah, I was going to say he pump faked a little bit, but it wasn't enough as the linebacker stuck with him. So nice job by the defender there.
Yeah, flags come out on the Bears. Nobody realizes it, and they just play on. Well, that's unusual, and it's a big play as well. Another flag comes in behind the play near the line of scrimmage, so I'm not quite sure what just happened. Flags came in. It looked like the play was dead. No whistle.
No whistle, but I think the intent was the officials to completely blow the play dead, so that's why you kind of saw that sequence play out like that.
Well, if you're going to blow that one dead, they had about 5 seconds to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So at that point, that play has to stand, no?
And I was going to say the Green Jackets are in the right here because you play until the whistle is blown, which they very clearly did. The Bears, who saw the flags, anticipated that the play was going to be dead, kind of stopped, dead in their tracks.
It didn't feel like either team was left questioning whether or not this play was live, but now the officials are talking about it. There were flags from both sidelines and no whistle. I'm not sure how that happens.
So another set of offsetting penalties here.
Well, the play broke free because of a hold, or at least in part because of a hold, you would suspect. But that is a very, very odd sequence there. Flags come out, no whistle, play allowed to continue, then a hold happens. You
So
don't
after
see
all,
that.
I was going to say, after all that is said and done,
we're right back where we started.
That's right. So 2nd and 10.
Green Jackets hoping to capitalize off of the Bears' turnover. New York was looking to make it a 3-score game as the first quarter came to a close with an INT. Glens falls in the gun, bunched to the left of the formation, one receiver wide right. They now move into a pistol look. They've been running out of this for most of the game. They motion their halfback out of the backfield. And we'll look to throw. Pressure coming. And that is spiked into the turf, incomplete. Christian Robinson applying the pressure from behind, forcing that throw out, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, we'll take another look at this, Joe, as we wait for the 3rd down play. Nice job there, immediately getting past the offensive line of the Green Jackets. Broke through a couple of blocks there. The Bears, like I said, the interior of that defensive line as of right now have been the stars of the show here through the first quarter and into the second quarter. It seems like on a majority of the Green Jackets plays that they've dropped back for within a 2 or 3 seconds, those interior Bears defenders have been able to make some disruptions.
And whistles come in here. I did not see a flag, but a timeout was called by Glens Falls. So the Green Jackets ahead of what I consider to be an important 3rd down play early in this game, Joe, will take timeout. What are your expectations here? Do they go for all of it, or do they try and pick up some and go for it on 4th?
So what they've been doing here, I would say at least half of the plays that we've seen them run have been out of pistol with some motion involved. It seems like if that's not available to them on the first look, then they've been deferring to those short screen type of passes. So in a situation like this, again, it's the same one as the last drive. You're down 2 scores. It's the second quarter now, still early in the game. But considering that they haven't really punted effectively, I think they're gonna play and elect to try to get some yards here and then try to go for it on 4th down. You're kind of around the midfield area, and you need a change of momentum in the game.
Yeah, I think unless you lose yardage on this play, you're probably in 4-down territory. I'd probably go for it on 4th and 10. And that's only because of how little they've netted on their punts.
Right.
If their punts had netted them 20 on average instead of 10, I think then you can justify sending it away again. It is 3rd and 10. Ball at the 46. Green Jackets in the gun, will look to throw. And they send it downfield. Jump ball intercepted by the Bears. And play continues. Up the sideline they go. And I'm not sure
I believe
why that was allowed to go on. He was down.
He was down by contact, I believe. That's why.
Was he? And does it matter? Because you mentioned earlier, Joe, NCAA rules. So if it's NCAA rules, he's down. But there was no whistle. And the play was allowed to continue for several seconds.
Be very interesting as we get more information about that play following the game, but here's another look.
Yeah, if that ball's thrown more toward the sideline, there was room, but throwing that one.
And as you could see, the offensive player for the Green Jackets, the receiver, very clearly motions with his finger, down by contact, down by contact.
Yeah.
So that's what I think happened there.
So once again, the Bears have it leading by 2 scores. Each team has turned the ball over now on their most recent possession. New York takes over at their own 32. It's a handoff up the middle on first down, and once again, that will go for no gain on the carry by Brown.
I was going to say very early on in this game, on those first couple of plays for the Bears, I think they were looking pass, and Robinson improvised, and he was able to kind of escape the pocket and use his legs to make plays. Since those first few plays early in the game, I think the Green Jackets defense has actually settled into the game a little bit. What do you think, Joe?
They've certainly been better. And I think for most of this game, when it's come to slowing down the running game, when the ball is handed off to the back, they've been fine. It's been on those plays that are free plays, most importantly, but on plays where Crawford's broke and contain, that they've really struggled. Keep him in the pocket, force them to hand the ball off to the back, I think you're okay. And that's going to draw a flag. Completely unnecessary, but that's pass interference. I mean, you didn't need to do it. You had 3 defenders in the area, but the defensive back did get there early. Slow it down on replay, Joe.
That's what we're going to do here.
Yeah, the defensive back was right there. Didn't need to go through the receiver to break that ball up. But it appeared that's what happened.
So we show you the slow-mo here.
He's way early.
He's way early.
You can't argue that one.
You know, it's interesting because his right arm hooks him a little bit, and that's very clearly the interference. But if he times that and his arm doesn't come around for the hook, you know, I don't know if the flag would have been thrown there, but can't hook him.
Effectively ran the receiver over on his way to the football. I thought the coverage was a bit tighter in real time than it actually was looking at the replay. Khalil Daughtry, another name that we've said before here on PDF, covering this Bears team. And that's something else that's been so impressive about the Bears, their ability to retain players. This team, for the most part, looks a lot like it did when we first covered them several years ago. That snap a bit off the mark. Crawford able to reel it in. Hands off to Brown for a short gain. Give him 2.
Most certainly will. Again, the Green Jackets defense has settled into the game. And when the Bears are running, they're able to diagnose it early. And they're playing strong up front and keeping the Bears' runs to just minimal 2-3 yard gains.
It's a small sample, Joe, but based on what we've seen so far, I think if you're Glens Falls, what you have to do is keep Crawford in the pocket and force New York to hand the ball off.
So it looks like he was given 3 on that play, so we officially have a 2nd and 7.
They like those late tacked-on yards down there. As Crawford is flushed out to his right, gains the edge, makes a couple of men miss, and he fumbles the football, but is back on top of it inside of the Green Jackets 40. He made a couple of nice moves up the field to break that run into a really nice gain. I think he got about 16 officially, but we'll get a look at the tail end of that play where the football came out.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll take another look here. Nope. Take another look momentarily. I'll fix that. You know, as I mentioned on the previous play, the improvisation. Is that a word?
Improvisation.
Improvisation, right?
Just have to enunciate a bit differently. I'll tell you, I wanted to say NFL during the pregame when I should be saying NFL, and I tongue-tied myself. So
yeah, that's what happened to me there.
To add that extra letter, it's so close to NFL, it really takes a lot of restraint and discipline to get NFL correct every time.
Well, on the tail end of that replay, to go back to the point that we were making, not a great job by Robinson protecting the football.
And Brown is tripped up as a flag came in. At least I think that's a flag. It's a shoe.
It's a shoe.
It's a shoe with what appeared to be a yellow sock.
A lot of yellow in this game today. We're not unopposed.
I think those are some foamposite cleats that got lost on the turf there. Not to be lost, a nice gain on first down. Looked like a pickup of 5 or 6 yards.
Give him 5. Another methodical drive here for the Bears.
Yeah, if you're the Green Jackets, I don't think you can afford to allow a score here. Second and 4, maybe 5. And a fumbled exchange. It's loose at the bottom of the pile, and there is no telling who is on top of this one. We will wait and see as they try and sort through this mess.
My initial reaction, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you.
I think it was the Green Jackets.
One of the Bears on the sideline was pointing in the wrong direction. But the Green Jackets have it, and I think your first instinct was right on the money, Joe.
Right.
It looked like they got on top of it, and they sure did. Well, after a great start for the Bears, things have gotten sloppy for New York these last couple of drives. 2 fumbles on this drive. They recovered the first, not that one, and an interception to bring their last drive to a close.
Let's take another look at that. Just a bad – actually, that's a good snap.
It's a bad exchange.
Robinson's
It was fine snap.
Fine snap. Robinson very clearly not looking in the direction that he should be. That's a costly mistake here as they were going in. You know, presumably this is the fourth drive of their game, right? And for the fourth time, they went to the Green Jackets side of the field.
They've had some help earlier in the game. Good starting field position. Didn't need it on that drive. They took over at their own 30 and very quickly got inside of the Glens Falls 40 as the Bears continue to try and jump the snap count here. It's first down screen pass. Not much there in terms of blocking. And the Bears stop that one for a gain of 4, maybe 5.
Once again, it was the Green Jackets effectively using – I don't think that was a screen pass necessarily. I think the receiver was just past the line of scrimmage. But again, it seems like the only thing, the only play available to the Green Jackets are those short types of pass plays.
They've been utilizing the screen game quite a bit, but the Bears appear to be very well prepared for it. And we've seen this defense for a long time. A great front four, forcing the opponents to get the ball out quickly, and then those defensive backs will make plays if you make a mistake. Meanwhile, it's a first down run there. Nice pickup on 2nd and 5. And you mentioned that the Glens Falls defense, Joe, appeared to be settling into this game. Their offense now has gained some traction. Can they sustain it?
Based on my observation here, it seems like when they're running, while they're not breaking off big chunks of yards, it seems like the running game is effective, and they are getting effective blocking up front from their offensive line. So I think to control a little bit more of the flow here at the moment and try to take advantage of the turnover, you know, handing it off to your running back, not a bad strategy.
They line up in the gun here, spread shotgun set with 4 receivers on the field. It's a play-action pass that sails high into the Bears bench, incomplete.
Tried to catch the Bears defensive back there napping a little bit, did not work. I thought they were going to elect to run there on first down. I mean, would have probably been the safer of the play call options. But I think with the way that this game has gone so far for the Green Jackets, you have to try to build momentum any way you can. You know, you can't have it where you get a 7-yard gain for the first down, and then on the first down play, on the very next play, you get nothing. They need consistency here if they want to try to make this a one-score game.
They fake the handoff again on 2nd down and complete over the middle. Immediately, Swift was there to bring down the receiver, but off the play fake, it's the biggest completion of the game for Glens Falls, and a first down, Green Jackets in Bears territory.
I was going to say, let's take another look at this, Joe.
Boy, the pressure got there, too.
It's a nice-looking throw. That's in between 2 defenders, Joe. It's exactly what you want to see.
You need timing and rapport between quarterback and receiver to deliver that one. Bears were bringing the heat off of that left edge and just did not get home in time. Trips to the left. Green Jackets in the gun, driving. Ball at the New York 37. Bears a little less aggressive, trying to jump the snap there as a screen pass is complete. Pick up a 5, maybe 6. And the Green Jackets now have put together what I think is easily their best drive of the game.
That's right, and I think the last couple of plays, shifting back and forth from run to short pass and all that, sprinkling in a couple of wrinkles, mixing it up, catching the Bears defense kind of on their heels a little bit here for the first time in the game. Let's see if this consistency continues.
Bunch to the right of a pistol look. It's a handoff and a fumble, but immediately getting back on top of it was the ball carrier.
Like a loss of a few here?
And that really stifles your momentum, Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, but again, that is the interior defensive players for the Bears immediately getting by that first wave and getting the ball carrier in the backfield before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. Might be the biggest defensive play of the game. Is not quite a 3rd and long, right? 3rd and 6, but a manageable 3rd and 6 here based on the way that this drive has gone.
Pre-snap motion from the right side of the formation. And a fake handoff once again, flip to the back, complete. And a good tackle there to keep the Green Jackets short of the sticks. That was Rosario from his defensive back position. And no doubt the Green Jackets are going to go for this. It's going to be a 4th down and 3.
It's a great open field tackle there. Can't quite see the number of the player who made that tackle, but
it was Rosario.
It was Rosario, you said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't make that tackle, there's room up the sideline, and that's a touchdown there. So I would venture to say that could possibly be a game-breaking, game-saving type of tackle here based on what will be the subsequent 4th and 3.
Bears defense looking to come through with another big play here on 4th down. Trips to the right. Quick throw left is complete. Room to run. A 1st down and more for the Green Jackets. They're in the red zone, and they have 1st and 10 from the 11. And they might give them the 10, Joe. If they give them the 10, it's 1st and goal. One official had the 11. It is 1st and goal.
Let's look at the biggest play of the game so far for the Green Jackets. Did the same thing. My apologies. There we go. Let's take a look at that before the 1st and goal play.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, so we have plenty of time. Let's run it back.
Brian Schottenheimer would be proud of that quick slants play.
Is he still a head coach?
He was with the Cowboys, right? I think he's still the Cowboys coach. He was in his first year, right?
Okay. Yeah, I knew he was coaching somewhere.
And I was going to say, Jerry Jones, for some reason, just loves to stick with his coaches past the shelf life of when his fan base starts complaining.
Not very reactionary. So it will be a 1st and goal for the Green Jackets when play resumes.
Let's take another look at that play.
And something else important to note, if they play the clock right here, though both teams should have, the Bears should have 3 timeouts, the Green Jackets should have 2, if I recall. But if the Bears elect not to use timeouts here, potentially the Green Jackets could double dip. That's up to the Bears with their timeout situation. You have the Bears with 2, Joe?
Yes, they've each team with 2 timeouts.
Oh, the Bears called one ahead of that very first 2-point try.
That's right.
All right, so they could take at least 40 seconds with them if the clock runs after all 3 plays. But they're going to run it on 1st down and lose at least a couple, maybe more.
Looks like 4 or 5.
2nd and goal from the 13. No timeout called by the Bears. Well, you have to think that Glens Falls will take the entire play clock with them here. No need to rush.
It's a huge first play by the Bears there, and once again, the interior of the day doing what they've been doing the first half, causing disruption.
More pre-snap motion out of the pistol. And the throw goes left and through the hands of the intended target. The Bears were ready, and the throw was even better than the tight coverage. I don't know if you saw that, Joe.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Isaiah Montplacer came across the formation and tried to undercut that one. The ball sailed right over him and through the hands of the receiver.
Yeah, we'll take another look at that here.
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
It was a very similar throw to the throw that they converted on that fourth down play. It was exactly in the spot where it needed to be with the right amount of loft between the two Bears defenders. I think it was just a little too high and too out of reach.
Well, that's a way to protect your receiver from a hit coming in front of him. You put it high enough, he can leap and avoid the hit. Trips to the left this time. Glens Falls in the shotgun. 3rd and goal. Pass complete. And the receiver's taken down just outside of the 5-yard line. Timeout called by the Green Jackets. And it will be 4th and goal.
Nice shot by the Bears there, making that open field tackle, preventing any run after initial contact.
I'd also be curious to know, with the completion there, what the running clock situation was like and how much time was left, because I think you got to let it run there ahead of 4th down if you have that option. I don't know how much time is left.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we had access to the clock, it would have made our jobs a little bit easier today, but I think we're doing a good job despite that. As officially, on 3rd down, it was a gain of 7. So the ball will officially be spotted at the 6-yard line here on the 4th and goal. Biggest play of the game here for the Bears.
Well, you'll take that gain on a play like that. I'd say it got them about halfway there. It is 4th and goal, ball at the 6. Bill on public address imploring the Bears fans in attendance to make some noise. Spread shotgun set. Green Jackets looking for their first points of this game. It's a quick throw and a wide open receiver for the walk-in touchdown. A well-designed play leads to an easy touchdown completion. And the Green Jackets are on the board. It's 13-6.
Joe, that was a really, really nicely designed play. So we'll give you a slow-mo look at this. The running back just sneaks out there, and it looks like no defender was ever assigned to him, and nobody was ever picked him up.
It looks like the Green Jackets are lining up to kick the PAT here. This would make it a 6-point game, which makes it an important kick, and it's blocked. Glens Falls on top of it. PAT no good, but something else to keep in mind here is how much time do the Bears have? They still have their 2 timeouts. How much time do they have? Because that timeout that the Green Jackets called, they called it right away after a completed pass. Did go on to score, but there's a chance they could have taken another 40 seconds with them, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said before, that would be information that would have assisted us when it comes to our viewers and listeners at home who are following this game. Take one more look at the touchdown here, Joe, because you temporarily went off headset. I made note how nicely designed the play this was, and nobody fouled the running back.
It hasn't been often that they've gone with what I would assume is their pass catching back. I hate not to refer to players by name, but as we mentioned earlier in the game, we don't have a Green Jackets roster with numbers. We have the full roster, but not with numbers. And that does include positions as well. So we do know the running back core.
But we can't figure out which particular running back scored on that particular play.
Looking at the roster, they have a lot of players listed as running backs. So I think I counted 7 without even going through the whole roster. But we have a game here in Hilburn as that's played on one hop near the 30, and it's a good run back for the Bears out across midfield. And with a kick like that, there cannot be much time left. Otherwise, there's no way you do that.
No, of course not.
Bears are going to start in Green Jackets territory. Now, I mentioned before that during warm-ups, Storego drilled a kick from 47. That's off a tee. It is not the same as kicking against a rushing defense. However, if you can get to the 15, I don't think you try from the 20, but if you can get between the 15 and the 20, you might think about trying a kick. And those 3 points in a 7-point game, they matter.
And I was going to say, if there was barely any time remaining here in the second quarter, then you would have probably seen the Bears kind of concede here and take the lead into halftime. But they're spread 5 wide, Joe.
Empty shotgun set. That's a false start. Khalil Daughtry got moving a bit early, lunged forward. And honestly, if he didn't begin to fall forward further, he might have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I was going to say the defense tried to jump the snap count there. They did not go offside, and the receiver, who you just mentioned, lunged forward just a little bit, and he barely, but it was a flag. It is a false start. It's 5 yards, and it's a huge 5 yards here for the Bears as they look to try to see if they can answer with points before halftime.
Once again, an empty shotgun set for New York. Green Jackets were showing blitz, appear to be dropping out of it, and they will. They rush 3. Crawford flushed out to his right, pump fakes, avoids one tackler. Up the sideline he goes and out of bounds at, I believe, the 43. And they'll give him the 42 of Glens Falls. Gain of 12 on the play.
Yeah, so he gained all the penalty yardage back and then some. Smartly and alertly running out of bounds there, stopping the clock wherever it is. Setting up a 2nd and 3 here from the 42.
We can tell you it's well inside of a minute. Has to be well inside of a minute. And if the Bears come away with points here, Joe, not letting the clock run after that completion is really going to burn the Green Jackets. I'd be inclined to say there cannot be much time left. We might be approaching Hail Mary territory. Shotgun look once again, spread set, 4 receivers wide. Crawford under pressure, flushed out left. Looking downfield with time running out. And he takes a big hit at the end of that play. And with the clock running, the Bears call timeout. And that's just not a good play, Joe.
No, it is not a good play at all. Ball's got to be out sooner here.
The ball either has to be out or you have to be out of bounds.
That's right. You have to throw it out, live to fight however long, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever is left on the clock.
You can't take that hit either. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say that's a difficult hit to take because you know you're leaving yourself vulnerable there near the sidelines. I mean, to be fair, Crawford has done a really nice job at least 3 or 4 times in the first half of turning a play that seemed like there was going to be nothing there into something. And on a couple of those plays, a something turned into a huge gain. But again, you're fighting the clock here to try to at least get a little bit of momentum back in your favor heading into the start of the second half. You got to be looking for points here. You got to make a smarter decision.
I think the key right now defensively for the Green Jackets, they have to play disciplined here. And it does look like we've reached Hail Mary territory if you look at the defense. No self-inflicted wounds, no critical penalty to afford an extra play late. Glens Falls has the momentum on their side right now. The Bears, ahead of this drive, had turned it over on 2 straight possessions. And I thought they were lining up in Hail Mary defense, and you could make the case they kind of are. As Crawford is immediately sacked, nowhere to go. And that is the end of the first half. So that was the final play of the second quarter. And we have reached halftime with New York leading Glens Falls 13-6 in this NEFL matchup, the 2026 debut for the Bears. And their home opener sees them leading by 7 at the break.
Yeah, Joe, it was a really strong start for the Bears here in their first game in the NEFL. Very quickly, 2 possessions, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. I think both defenses did a really good job of settling into the game, and it was the Green Jackets there that had a really good, long, sustained drive. And again, without the clock, we don't know how long it was, but definitely a double-digit play drive, right, I would say?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a couple of big third and fourth down conversions. They punched in the touchdown at the very, very end. So the Bears with a great start. Not so much of a good ending to the half, but despite that, it is a 13-6 lead. Both teams had touchdowns where they elected. With the Bears, it was a failed 2-point conversion, and with the Green Jackets, it was the missed PAT. So on both those exchanges, they only got the 6 as we enter half with a 13-6 score.
We did have an injury to end the half as well for the Green Jackets, so that's something to monitor. It became apparent after the teams had left the field, and there was one player remaining who is currently still down with an apparent injury. But as we mentioned, it's a 7-point lead for New York over Glens Falls. As we head to halftime, our headsets will come back with our audio with about, I'd say, 2 or 3 minutes to go before the start of the third quarter. So until then, we will step aside for a message from our sponsors. This has been Joe Foreman on the call alongside Joe Calabrese. We rejoin you to begin the third quarter in about 10 minutes.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089232694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Burgers are better at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
My weekend starts with the Brownstone Burger, topped with cheddar, barbecue sauce, and a fried egg.
Give me the Hawaiian burger. I love the Canadian bacon and sweet pineapple.
How do you like your salads? Shrimp, chicken, beef?
Stop in and see why families are eating good at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
The PDF Sports Network is officially seeking sponsors for the 2026 Vetera Liga season. The Vetera Liga is the top professional American football league in Finland, and now, for the first time, is available in the English language and in the U.S., courtesy of PDF. Join us as we make history by showcasing the Maple League to a new worldwide audience. Our partnership with the Vetera Liga was recently featured in International Business Journal as a groundbreaking venture. that in 2025 earned us a Global Recognition Award and a GHP Magazine Award for Best Local Live Broadcasting in the nation. It's time to bring our coverage to the next level and showcase your products and business to local and international audiences. Show your support now by calling us at 732-723-8189 or by emailing pdfsportsnet@gmail.com.
No, right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Refined, restorative, results-driven. At CMX iMed Bar, we blend medicine, aesthetics, and wellness into one luxury experience, led by Dr. Angela Roque. Located in the heart of Pier Village, Long Branch. Visit cmximedbar.com or text 9089-232-694 to look better, feel better, live elevated.
Burgers are better at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
My weekend starts with the Brownstone burger, topped with cheddar, barbecue sauce, and a fried egg.
Give me the Hawaiian burger. I love the Canadian bacon and sweet pineapple.
How do you like your salads? Shrimp, chicken, beef?
Stop in and see why families are eating good at the Brownstone in Metuchen.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
We'll meet you at the Brownstone.
The PDF Sports Network is officially seeking sponsors for the 2026 Vetera Liga season. The Vetera Liga is the top professional American football league in Finland, and now, for the first time, is available in the English language and in the U.S., courtesy of PDF. Join us as we make history by showcasing the Maple League to a new worldwide audience. Our partnership with the Vetera Liga was recently featured in International Business Journal as a groundbreaking venture that in 2025 earned us a Global Recognition Award and a GHP Magazine Award for Best Local Live Broadcasting in the nation. It's time to bring our coverage to the next level and showcase your products and business to local and international audiences. Show your support now by calling us at 732-723-8189 or by emailing pdfsportsnet@gmail.com.
No, right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials. Check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah. What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
And we are back from the Joseph T. St. Lawrence Sports Complex in Hillburn. Joe Foreman alongside Joe Calabrese for the PDF Sports Network. And it is a 7-point game at the start of the third quarter. And, Joe, I would venture to say that was about as quick of a halftime break as we've had in a game we've covered. And I think if you're the Green Jackets, that's a good thing because they had the momentum at the end of the first half. However, it is the Bears who have the lead behind a very strong first quarter.
But it is the Green Jackets who are receiving the second half kickoff. Going to be very important to see what they do on this all-important first possession of the third quarter coming up here.
That kickoff headed for the sideline, and it just went over. Wow. Joe, that ball almost stayed in bounds.
I was going to say that what the expression is a seeing eye, right? That ball had eyes on it.
The old seeing eye single. What do you call that? The seeing eye kickoff? It doesn't quite have the same.
It does not have the same. We got to invent the name for it.
There's not as much flair without the alliteration.
Took a very odd bounce, and again, at the very last minute, went out of bounds.
Well, it rolled end over end up the sideline. I wasn't sure it ever went out, but sure enough, it did. That draws the flag, and Green Jackets start at their own 40. Now, we've seen it a lot in semi-pro where teams will kick it off out of bounds intentionally to avoid the potential for a big return, but right now with momentum on the side of Glens Falls, I think they'll take the 40. They're in single back, and they hand off right up the middle. And how about this pile push? Gain of 8.
Very strong opening play here for the Green Jackets. What we saw there on that sustained drive towards the middle end of the second quarter, Joe, was a nice mix of plays. But the Green Jackets, for the first time in the game, they were really able to establish the run. That was something that they just were not looking for at all on their first 2 drives of the game. So there are some vulnerabilities here for the Bears. The interior of that defensive line has played good, but they've been much better rushing the passer as opposed to defending the run here.
Right back to the gun. It is a 2nd down and 3. They gave them 7 on that first down run. Trips to the right. Screen pass that way. It's a halfback screen. And a nice cutback to get close to a first down. We'll see if they give Glens Falls the first. It appears they will. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at midfield.
Initially, we had a really good look at that from where we are. Initially, that looked kind of close, Joe. If the sticks were on the line exactly, it would have been short, but it appears that the sticks were just short of the 50. So they are moving. It'll be a 1st and 10 here at the 50, but ball still kind of on the Green Jackets side of the 50.
Well, you said it was close, Joe. In real time, I didn't think they got it.
I thought it was about half a football length short.
Yeah, I thought they were a bit short in real time.
Always on the same page, you and I. I think it's a Joe thing.
Joe squared.
At Joe Field, right? Joseph T. At
Yeah.
TFC Lawrence Field.
Joe cubed. And a throw up the sideline, juggled and dropped. That ball just took a bit too long to get there. All right, so they do have a roster next door, Joe. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Don't worry about the replay. Head next door to Bill and get me a photo of that roster he has.
You got it.
And you can just text that over to me. It will be 2nd and 10. Ball still at midfield. Once again, Green Jackets lining up in the gun. We have seen them reset into different looks, but doesn't appear they'll do so this time. Joe coming back with photos of that roster for me. As a quick throw over the middle is complete. A tackle is broken. And the Green Jackets get about half of what they need for a 1st down. Pick up a 5. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 to go. All right, waiting for those text messages with the rosters to come through, and it gets a lot easier to call this game after that.
And we are back.
All right, I don't believe we had that roster next door pregame. It was not here during lineup introductions. I looked over during the pregame to see if Bill had that roster. He did not, at least at that point, but he does now.
What is this, a 3rd down and 5?
That text taking a while to come through. Do you have bad service here?
You know what it is? It's 3 images because there's 2.5 pages, so maybe that's what's doing it.
On 3rd and 5, it's incomplete. And the look was there once again. An open receiver in that left flat area. And I'll have to borrow your phone for now. Yeah, just full screen that. It's a 3-page roster?
Well, 3 pages, but 2.5. And it's the chart is not filled with names entirely. But, yeah, okay, no, I get pretty good service here. I think it's just me sending the 3 images at once. You got it. All right, we're good.
That's still rather slow. All right. My job gets a lot easier now. And, Joe, it looks like they're going to punt. That's surprising. It's a low snap. And it's blocked. And, Joe, that's exactly what I said earlier. The risk of a block negates any benefit of punting there.
Yeah, I didn't like that decision either, and considering...
I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all.
Considering how well the offense was operating towards the tail end of the first half, and again, the few gains here in the beginning of the third quarter, in the second half. Let's see this again. But
I said it earlier in the game, Joe. If you were netting 20-plus per punt, okay, maybe you think about it. Let's take the block out of the equation. If I'm netting 10 yards on a punt from the 45, I'm going for it instead. And when you put the block back into the equation, that one's certainly blocked. We think one was blocked earlier in the game during the first quarter, and the second punt attempt by Glens Falls was very nearly blocked as well. I don't see any benefit to punting there. None.
The only thing you can think of is outside that one Glens Falls drive. I mean, this game has really been concentrated, I think, between the 35s, right? Most of the plays that we've seen.
pretty much since the end of the first quarter, that is the case. It's a pistol look for the Bears and a handoff on first down. Brown spins off a tackle, but he is finally brought down after a gain of 2 to the 40-yard line. And I said it earlier in the game as well, Joe, defensively for Glens Falls, if you keep Crawford in the pocket and force him to hand it off, that seems to be the recipe for success on the defensive side of the ball.
I think Brown did a really good job there. Maybe 2 or 3 times in this game, he's kind of been, first initial contact has been at the line of scrimmage, and he's able to break that initial tackle or spin off and get just a couple of yards there. I mean, at this case, considering that the last time that the Bears have scored was on that second drive of the game, you know, any type of play here where they're getting positive yardage is a positive for them.
Pre-snap motion man is Daughtry. He lines up in the left slot. Swift moves in a bit tighter and will switch places with Daughtry. Pistol look on 2nd and 8. Now Grizzle in motion as the handoff goes up the middle, and again, the back able to spin off first contact.
But was not able to get anything beyond that.
Kyer Tillery, the ball carrier, broke the first tackle but could not escape. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And what I will say there on that particular play for the Bears, you know, don't call the game timid, right? You know, they were able to do stuff early on in the game, and they caught the Green Jackets flat-footed on defense a little bit. You know, since that point, I think they've gone really standard when it comes to what they're doing formation-wise and where they're, directing the plays and what's going on over there. They sent a receiver in motion on the far side of the field there, but give a different look, for that Green Jackets defense.
I hate the concept of playing not to lose, and I think teams are very cognizant of not falling into that trap. But I think right now it's 3rd and long. If you're the Bears, you cannot turn it over here, and you're okay with punting in this spot. It's 3rd and long. You can't make a critical mistake here. And flags are out for a delay of game. So 3rd and long becomes 3rd and longer. It's going to be a 3rd down and 16. And the Bears have had chances to get the momentum back. The touchdown scored by Glens Falls brought them to within 7, but the Bears had the ball. The half ended. They didn't do anything with it before halftime. They've gotten it back now.
Now, let me ask you a question, Joe, very quickly before the play. Are you going to try to send the receivers deep and try to create a penalty scenario downfield?
I think you're throwing downfield here if you get the chance, and they were trying to. Good coverage. Time running out. Crawford still looking to escape. He has to protect the football, and he finally goes down. That is not a sack. He got 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, but I think if you're a Bears fan or a coach on that sideline, you were holding your breath for 3 to 5 seconds there, Joe.
You were holding your breath. That could have been much worse than it ended up being. And we've already seen Crawford fumble the football once in this game. He did a much better job of protecting the football on that play. Again, could have been worse. It's going to be 4th down. I kind of agree with you here. Based on the way that this game is going, you would try to pin him at least. And usually the expression is to try to shift feet, like the momentum and shift sides of the field here. Looks like they're going for it.
Looks that way.
That's interesting.
That's surprising. 4th and 14, they're going to go. Jason Walker aggressive. Crawford looking to throw. Fires! Man open, complete! A good block downfield and a 1st down reception for Caden Liddy.
That is a gutsy play call, Joe. And it works to the advantage of the Bears.
Who's okay with punting, Joe? Not the Bears.
Not the Bears.
Walker rolls the dice, and the Bears offense comes through.
As we take a second look at that.
And that was a strike. And, Joe, that is the cleanest pocket that Crawford has had all game.
And you know something? On the top side of the field there is let's get out of here.
And a free play is coming up here. Crawford throwing end zone. And touchdown! I think the Bears snatched that one away. No signal yet. I think that's a touchdown, Joe.
You know what?
I think it's a touchdown.
I think it's a touchdown, too.
I think that's a touchdown.
Let's see what the officials decide. Okay, so there are multiple things going on there. The flag was thrown. Looks like a free play.
Either the play counts or it doesn't. They've had to discuss it every time.
Initially, it looked like the Green Jackets defender was going to come down with it. And as soon as both players hit the ground, it looked like the Bears receiver, again, did not see the number before. I was very much on the far, far side of the field. But it looked like he wrestled the ball away simultaneously. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Did they call it a touchdown or not? I don't believe so. I don't know how that's not a touchdown, Joe. Let's run it back.
5-yard penalty. Did I get the replay? I don't know if I got the replay.
I didn't see you get it. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't get it. That's disappointing.
Yes.
A lot of confusion over there, but thankfully it doesn't nip us in the rear end. So it's going to be 1st and 5 here.
Man. I mean, in real time, I didn't think there was any doubt that was a touchdown reception.
You know what? There was a play in the game in the first quarter, early on in the game, where the flag was thrown and the free play was given, and the defenders kind of stopped, and everything kind of stopped dead in its tracks. What happened on that play was very, very, very similar.
That was our second feed. Ignore that, Joe. All right. Trips to the left, a 5-yard penalty sets up 1st and 5. The ruling, I would assume, had to be interception, Joe. And Crawford throws the post, complete, touchdown! The Bears wasting no time. Once again, it's Caden Liddy on the strike from David Crawford. And New York opens the second half scoring with a touchdown.
Yes, they do. And guess what? We're going to get the replay for that one. A lot of motion in the backfield to start that play. Clean pocket once again, Joe. Quick strike. Another far receiver running a post pattern. And just like that, the Bears, who started the game scoring 13 straight points, now go back up by 2 scores again.
Liddy has really had himself a phenomenal night. Separation and giving his quarterback somewhere to go when plays are broken down. That was especially key during the first quarter. And now Storego comes on for the PAT. It is blocked, it is loose, and it is covered up by the Green Jackets. So Glens Falls keeps it a 13-point game. And in these semi-pro games, every 2-point conversion, every PAT is key because those 1-point after touchdown kick attempts, far from a certainty. It is tough to convert those regularly, and teams that do really distinguish themselves from the rest of the pack in semi-pro. If you can regularly convert on PAT kicks, that's something that in the past we've seen the Bears do really well, especially when we covered them in the EFA.
It'll be very interesting to see how the Green Jackets follow up, Joe, because they had a lot of momentum coming out of the first half, and they were a little bit stagnant there. We didn't agree with the punt call. Obviously, as of now, that's going to come back to bite them as the Bears build a 2-score lead again. I guess from this point on, what would you say? It's 4th down territory from here on out?
I don't know about that, but we're getting there. We're getting close. If you're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, I would say you have to go for it on 4th down.
And I was going to say the punt is not available.
You have to go for it on 4th down anyway because you can't punt. The punts have netted 10 yards when they haven't been blocked, and then you've had one that was blocked. As this kick is short, and Green Jackets need to get on top of it. They do.
Nice job successfully getting on top of it.
We mentioned early in the game we didn't have the roster for Glens Falls. We do now. So we'll do our best to name drop as many Green Jackets as we can the rest of the way. That, of course, begins at the quarterback position. Emmanuel Isaac has been the quarterback for Glens Falls tonight. And he's had some good moments in this game and some difficult moments in this game. Early on, was nearly picked for 6. It was dropped by the Bears. And since that mistake, when he's been given time to get the football out, and even on some plays where he hasn't been given time, he's done some good things.
Yes, he has. Definitely kept his team in the game.
His favorite target has been Parker Lapsley, especially over the middle. We've seen that connection off a couple of play fakes. And the Bears have been there in terms of pressure getting home, but Manuel's done a good job to get the ball out. There's a completion just across the 40. Dylan Alisea on the reception there. And something that the Green Jackets have done well since the beginning of the second quarter, they've managed to pick up something on early downs. They have not been behind the sticks nearly as often as they were early in the game.
No, not necessarily. And on that particular play, there was pressure in the backfield once again. So not only to get that ball off, but to get that throw high into a spot where only the receiver is able to come down and get to it. That's a big 6-yard gain here on first down for the Green Jackets.
Second down and 4. Ball at the Glens Falls 41-yard line. Trips to the left. And that is downfield, complete to a wide-open Lapsley. One man to beat. He throws him down to the turf and waltzes into the end zone for a Green Jackets touchdown. The big play had been elusive for much of this game, and this time Glens Falls connects for what will go down as a 59-yard touchdown reception. How about that stiff arm at the end as well?
I mean, he threw the defender to the ground there.
Emmanuel Isaac connects.
Was that a busted coverage? Because there's no defensive back. We got Bill in the next room nodding in agreement with us. Looks like a busted coverage. There was no defensive back traveling with the receiver there.
You'll take it if you're Glens Falls. And we've seen in this game the Green Jackets undisciplined in the secondary once Crawford is broken contain. That time the Bears just make a critical error in the secondary. And that stiff arm at the end of it as well. A massive stiff arm, and this play is going nowhere. And that will keep it a 7-point game. But, Joe, we were talking about 4-down territory. Who needs to talk about that in a one-score game? Though,
we have another.
To be clear, I still think the whole field is 4-down territory as opposed to punting.
I mean, we're reaching the point, maybe for both sides, it's 4-down territory. But again, the Green Jackets did not come out of this game roaring out of the gates on offense. It really took them, I think, until the midway point of the second quarter to really get going. But these last 4 drives, consistently moving the football. There was no point in any game. Like, we got the Bears at the beginning of the game got that big play. There was no point in this game up until this point where the Green Jackets got that big play. Finally getting the big play, and once again we got a one-score game.
Well, we've seen it over the last few drives now for Glens Falls. They've been expanding the passing game more and more beyond those simple screens. Early in the game, it was a lot of screen passing, a lot of handoffs right up the middle. And on that scoring drive near the end of the first half, they incorporated the play-action pass. They completed some big plays over the middle. Lapsley, a huge part of that, of course. And somehow the defense lost him up the sideline, leading to that touchdown. And now the Bears will take this kick return out across their own 40 and out to just shy of the 45-yard line on the run back. That was Dre Wheatley. And New York will get it back, still in the third quarter, leading by 7.
Nice run back there by Wheatley. Just short of the Bears' 45-yard line. They've had mostly every start in this game. Again, like I mentioned before, Joe, the plays have been concentrated between the 35s, even the scoring plays. And there's been one big scoring play for each side. If you're the Bears here, what you want to do is you want to do something where I don't think they've done in this game, and that's really just keep a sustained drive. Use first down, use second down, use third down, move the chains. Use first down, use second down, move the chains, right? You kind of want to rattle off some time off the clock here, because I think that play, that big play for the Green Jackets is going to give them some momentum here.
You could argue, Joe, that if the Green Jackets don't commit a series of penalties, that the Bears might have just 7 points.
Right. It was a flag thrown on that scoring play at the very beginning.
They had 2 free plays that resulted in scores. Now, to be fair, they were in plus territory when those flags came in.
Sure.
So those drives were going somewhere. Whether or not that was to the end zone, we don't know. But those free plays definitely sped up the process. And that gutsy decision to go for it on fourth down now looming much larger by the Bears. They don't go for that, and they give the ball back to the Green Jackets, and they replicate what they just did. We have a 1-point game instead of a 7-point game.
We also have a timeout for the Bears. We also have changing quarters. It's kind of subtly thrown in.
They signaled fourth quarter?
They switched sides of the field.
They did, you're right. But did they signal it?
They did not signal it.
Could it have been that was the final play of the quarter, the 2-point try on the fumbled snap?
I think it was the kickoff.
The kickoff?
Yeah.
The Bears took it back right to left. So you're right, it was the kickoff. All right, so fourth quarter from Hilburn, 7-point game. And as we mentioned, the Bears forced to call a timeout ahead of their first play on what is an important drive. Now, you lead by 7, so the Green Jackets would have to do something they haven't done in this game to take the lead from you. Score, and then follow it up with either a PAT or a 2-point conversion. If you're the Bears, you do not want this game to come down to one play at the 2-yard line. I think that goes without saying. And I mentioned it before. If you get a goal-to-go situation and you end up 4th and goal from the 10, you might have the option to kick it semi-reliably if you're New York. I don't think that the Green Jackets would have that confidence to kick. And why would they down 7? But it's a big first down run here. And a handful of jersey just enough to help bring Brown down. That is a good play there to hang on for dear life by Jacob Gregory.
Yeah, I was going to say he needed every bit of that jersey on that pseudo tackle as we look at the replay again. This is the best blocking sequence up front for the Bears since I think the first drive of the game.
Man, Brown is a tough tackle, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He gets going downhill, and he's really tough to bring down. And there's another good extra effort to fight forward. And to the credit of this Green Jackets defense, Joe, they've made first contact on Brown near the line of scrimmage almost every time he's carried the football.
Yeah, and it's like I mentioned before, a perfect example there. Brown initially taking the contact either at the line of scrimmage or right before the line of scrimmage, able to turn out of that and get positive yardage. It's got to continue, though, for the Bears.
Shotgun look here, 2 receivers wide to the left. 1 receiver wide right near sideline. That is Swift.
Seems like an audible is coming in from the sideline.
Looks that way.
See if this disrupts the Bears in any way.
Another crowd assembled near the line here. Green Jackets send 4. Crawford flushed out left, has a man wide open up the sideline. A flag comes in from behind the play, and for now, it's a completion into the red zone. That was Christian Grizzle on the catch, but I'm not sure this play is going to stand.
That flag was thrown in the area of a holding from one of the back judges, right? That's exactly what it's going to be.
It's going to be a second down and about 18 for New York, and Crawford did a good job there to escape the pocket. Initially, it looked like he might be in some trouble, but once he got moving to his left, he was able to spot the wide-open Grizzle. That being said, he probably escaped, due in large part to the holding. So, 2nd and 18, and this is a massive opportunity early in this fourth quarter for the Green Jackets to get off the field. However, we'll have to wait a bit longer to find out if they can, as once again, the officials are talking it over.
I wonder what they're discussing.
I wish I knew. There was a time, I'm trying to remember which league it was, where we had mic'd up officials. I feel like we did have it one time, but I could be completely wrong.
Mic'd up officials.
Did we ever have it covering hockey?
No. Well, not to my knowledge for games that I've called.
Oh, but the PA announcers announced the penalties.
Yes.
Okay. The official confirms second down. They just move the ball back a yard or two. And back down it goes. Now it's moved back 3. So this has moved closer to a 2nd and 20 or 21, it looks like, unless I just can't count. And maybe I can't count. But they just moved the ball back 3 yards. So they had it in the wrong spot.
I think that's what
that
it
was
is.
the
It's
dilemma.
2nd and 18.
And a fumbled exchange once again. But fortunately for the Bears, they're able to get on top of it. Bears have had a really messy go of it since the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, a couple of fumbled exchanges.
It was London Whitfield in the backfield taking that handoff and just couldn't secure the ball.
One particular play where it was Robinson who kind of took his eyes off of the snap. There was that one play where Robinson just did not protect the football properly, and that was the play where he fumbled. There have been a couple of botched exchanges. For both teams, we've seen it on the 2-point tries. Again, not really here between the 35s where the game has been played predominantly this whole game.
Well, if you're Glens Falls and you do not get off the field here, that's a monumental disappointment. They cannot concede a first down.
Again, if you're the Bears, I would try to throw it downfield and try to draw a flag.
They're relatively tight to the line given the situation here, Joe. And they're going to throw a screen pass to Grizzle. Grizzle is brought down, and that is a nice play defensively once again by grabbing onto the jersey. This time it was Tyquan Johnson holding on to the collar of Grizzle's jersey and pulling him down.
Whatever works.
Now, if he doesn't take him down, I don't think he had a first down, but they get much, much closer. The question becomes, plus territory, 4th and very long again, do they go for it?
They went for it last time and succeeded.
This is much, much longer.
Yes, I was going to say much more of a difficult
4th and
predicament
16,
for
15?
them. Yeah.
15 or 16.
But each team's special teams has not been the cleanest.
No.
No clean punts.
They're going for it, Joe.
You have to go for it.
Crawford is going to line up in the gun. They will at least maybe try and draw him off. Maybe you get a free play out of it. You have to stay disciplined if you're the Green Jackets. They send 4. Crawford doesn't sense the pressure. He's sacked. He fumbles, and Glens Falls recovers. First down, Green Jackets at the Bears' 45-yard line. And, Joe, that could have been much, much worse.
That could have been worse. As we take a look at the replay coming up here. There was a Bears offensive lineman who kind of avoided a holding situation. Not that it would have mattered. It was fourth down right there.
Well, Joe, look at the edge rusher on the left, completely containing.
Yep.
And you had two linebackers who appeared to be in a spy, which leads me to ask the question, how is nobody open? I think you needed a lot. And run that back one more time. I want to give credit to the edge rusher as well because he made that play. He effectively was the only green jacket rushing the quarterback. I'd say 2 were rushing.
3.
34 on the edge?
Right. I would concur.
So that's Romeo Maldonado, if that was a 34. It was really tough to make out on replay. It looked like Maldonado, but he made that play, and now a flag comes in from the secondary. Keep in mind, Joe, there were, I believe, 4 linemen on the line there who were, quote-unquote, rushing, but 2 of them didn't move. 2 of them were just containing. They were not rushing the quarterback.
Yeah, they were just holding essentially their frame.
I mean, if you look at it one more time when we have a stoppage, I don't know if we can see downfield, but there had to be a receiver open on that play. There had to be.
Let's look at that now.
Yeah, we have some time. I don't know if we're going to have a view far enough down the field.
There's a receiver in the slot.
Oh, yeah. Now, yeah, he had time to get that out.
I was going to say, though, based on where Crawford was looking, I'm not sure the slot receiver is the first or even the second read.
Well, a lot of the time when you're in that situation, it's the first look. At least, if you want to get the ball out quick. Keep in mind, they needed a lot. They needed 16 yards,
right.
But looking at that replay, it appeared that an underneath defender did pass off the receiver in the slot. The question is, how much safety help do you have? And is that receiver running straight into coverage or straight into an open space and potentially a touchdown?
Yeah, with the replay, you can't tell if there's another safety back there on that side of the field.
You can't see down the field. You don't know exactly where that receiver is running into. Is it going to be open space? Is it going to be a defender? That being said, I think you have to give your team a chance on fourth down and get that ball out.
Yeah, you have to at least heave it up like they were doing those first couple of plays of the game. And just, again, even if you have to pray for the flag or hope there's a flag thrown or hope for anything but kind of taking a sack at midfield again.
Well, it's easy for us to say,
right.
Field the rush.
That's right. While we're up in the press box.
Yeah. And several broken tackles will lead to a first down. It was a 5-yard penalty to set up 1st and 5, and then an impressive run there by James Presido Jr. And Joe, the momentum once again with the Green Jackets. Can they convert and get to within 1, perhaps take the lead?
I count 1, I count 2, I count 3 missed tackles.
The Bears, they played a good first quarter. I think they'd be hesitant to tell you it was great. They were assisted by a couple of offsides leading to free plays. They did drop an interception, but given the way the first quarter played out, it was hard to imagine this game shifting the way it has.
Right.
The Bears still lead it, however, and that was due in large part to a strong drive to begin the third quarter. Trips to the right. Isaac in the gun, looking to throw, flips it over the head of Prastio Jr. I mispronounced James' last name very quickly, looking at a screenshot. That's my mistake. It's James Prastio Jr.
And based on my roster sheet, we have Asmir Ivy, who's listed as a running back, but I see a 37 on the field there, right behind the play. So even if that ball was hauled in, that play was not going to go particularly further.
If you hit your back in stride there, that's trouble.
Right.
Because the defender is coming from the middle of the field. If that throw leads your back into open space in the flat, that's big trouble for the defense. They're going to have to chase him down from behind and make a play. 2nd and 10, Glens Falls. Ball at the New York 33-yard line. Once again, trips to the right. 2 receivers stacked in close near the line of scrimmage, and a false start is called against the Green Jackets.
So both teams here, Joe, with self-inflicted wounds on these last 2 drives.
If you're the Green Jackets, you just hate to have miscues like that in a situation where you're marching downfield, you have a chance to get even or take the lead. I would suspect they go for 2. I don't think they're going to try and kick.
No, I don't think so. And honestly, that might be to their advantage.
We've seen a couple of muffed snaps, a couple of blocked kicks. Not a lot of success following touchdowns. Throw coming here. It's aired out to an open man at the 20. That is caught. That is a first down, and that is a late flag at the back end of that play. On the reception, Quentin Austin left alone downfield. I think he may have been yanked down by the horse collar. We'll get a look on replay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me too, Joe. So we prep that and get that ready to go here. Look like a personal foul.
They call it a face mask. Either way, Joe, that is a completely unnecessary penalty along the sideline.
And looked like another busted coverage, Joe. Second time in the second half where
they had him out of bounds. That's half the distance. Goal to go now. And ball at the 5-yard line.
Gotta love it.
Some young fans taking in the game from right outside the press box.
They hear the voice.
Enamored by the voice.
And he was in Knicks colors too, I believe, right?
I love that. It's a throw, goal line incomplete, and that is good coverage along the goal line. Nigel Swift with the diving swat attempt, but
you're going to have to pick me up here because I lose.
You lose that end zone corner. Joe, we have the monitor for you.
That's right. From the, I would say the pylon where the official is down in the left corner over there. You're going to have to help me out here in case the play goes over there.
Does our camera operator know that the camera is not focused on Pat? I don't think he knew.
I think he was so focused on entertaining our young fan.
Now, on that
big shout out.
The camera was down near the goal line on that last play, right?
I would hope so. Second and goal from the 5.
Trips to the right. Green Jackets working out of the pistol. And the Bears immediately blow up that run in the backfield. No chance whatsoever for Prastio Jr.
Am I allowed to say that the Bears mauled the back there?
The Bears defense came out of hibernation, Joe. I've been saving that one since the first quarter.
You know what? Let's get another look here because it's worthy. Instantaneously.
This play never had a chance.
No, never had a chance. There are 3 Bears defenders at the 15-yard line there, 4 to 5 yards in the backfield, preventing that play from getting anywhere. And honestly, up to this point, that might be the biggest play in the game, Joe.
What should be noted, the Green Jackets have not been shy about going to play action. They won't go to it here. If they went to it on that last play, I think they would have had a wide-open touchdown. The Bears were all in on stopping the run. It's going to be a 3rd and goal throw. Fade route. Caught! Touchdown, Glens Falls. And they are within 1. A chance to tie or take the lead upcoming.
Thankfully, that was enough within my vantage point that I was able to see that.
You have a great monitor, Joe. You have to use it.
Just a very basic fade route, Joe. And
it's Isaac Talapsley again.
1-on-1.
Came back and got it.
Green Jackets defender 1-on-1 with the defensive back. Got to win the play, win the ball, win position. It's exactly what he did.
They're going to go for 2, Joe. Glens Falls looking to take the lead. 19-18 our score. I would suspect we are around the midway point of the fourth quarter, maybe even a bit later.
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say midway point. There is certainly time. The Bears will not have to hurry if the Green Jackets convert here. Trips to the right. Glens Falls working out of the gun, and a timeout has been called by the Green Jackets.
We can confirm that Pat, our camera operator, was lagging a little bit.
Oh.
Pat, you're one of the best in the biz. You know that.
All right, so
it was the internet. Always blame the network connection.
You're talking things over here if you're Glens Falls. Let's get this off the table first, Joe. Is there any chance they hand this ball off?
No.
I agree with you. Okay,
absolutely
so we're on
not.
the same page there.
I was going to say, from the midpoint on, Isaac has really locked in, and there have been very few throws that he hasn't made. Every throw that he's had to make, he has made the throw. So he gets the ball, he keeps it in his hands, even if it's a 2-point conversion, you keep the ball in his hands. Now the question is, are you setting up a play where it was that the touchdown, the Green Jackets
right out of my head, Joe.
Are you setting it up where you're slipping the back out, or are you setting a receiver up one-on-one for a fade?
I think your first look can be a fade, maybe on the same side of the field as the back. But now, Joe, they're lining up for the PAT.
That's interesting.
So the Green Jackets will go for the tie. Neither team has had much success on these. The Bears do have a PAT, and that never had a chance. Joe, I have to say, I'm shocked that they changed their minds. And
is this a Herm Edwards situation where you play to win the game?
Joe, I'm shocked they kicked. I can't believe they kicked.
You and I have, philosophically, we kind of have similarities, when we're looking at stuff like this, right?
It's the success you've had, Joe, and it's been none.
Scared, right? Because I can't say
I'm not
conservative.
Saying that. Well, you've had no success in the kicking game of any kind, whether that be punting or PAT attempts. So I'm shocked that they would make the decision to come away from a 2-point play and kick. I just can't fathom kicking there, Joe. I can't.
I guess there's more time than we think, right? That's the only.
Well, there's no doubt there's plenty of time.
But even then, you can't set yourself up for a late game kicking situation because the kicking game has not worked.
If the Green Jackets attempted no kicks in this game except kickoffs, so no PAT attempts and no punts, I think they're probably winning.
Right. I would agree with you. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think the decision-making for the Green Jacket side of things has favored the Bears.
Oh, boy. Grizzle had it hit off his fingertips. He's got it right at the goal line and now has a lot of ground to make up, and he will get out to the 15, and that's a good recovery there. That is a nice job to turn what could have been a disaster into starting field position at the 15.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. One bounce. Just misplayed it.
Did it touch his fingertips?
Unfortunately, I think we're so far out.
Not that it matters, because that ball might not have bounced into the end zone, which would have been a very unfortunate break if it didn't reach the end zone and Grizzle hadn't touched it. But I don't think he can take that chance. I think he did touch it, Joe. My instinct was fingertips.
I'm going to slow it down a little more. Let's see, one more time here.
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I think that bounced just right over his right shoulder. Initially in real time, it looks like it, right?
Yeah, in real time, you have a split second as a commentator to make that decision, whether or not he touched it, whether or not the ball carrier was out of bounds here or there, whether or not a dead ball completion was a touchdown or not.
This is the furthest back that either team has started in this game.
You're right about that. And they will move back further. That play had no chance. And, Joe, I think that's been a big difference between these two teams in this game. On early downs, the Bears have not done much of anything. And after a very slow start for the Green Jackets on early downs, they've been much better since the start of the second quarter.
Let's see what they officially give that as a loss. It looks like a loss of 3.
Yeah, our vantage point, not great for the left side of the field. I'd say Joe and I are at about the 45. Maybe you're a little bit closer to the 50, but...
Yeah, we're between the 45 and the 50.
The window pane ends directly to your left.
That's right.
New York back in the gun here. 2nd and 13. 4 receivers on the field. Ball back at their own 12. Crawford immediately takes off on the quarterback draw. He breaks one tackle and slides down just short of the 20. It's going to be 3rd and 6, Joe, and based on what we've seen the last few drives, should it come down to 4th? Are the Bears going for it from here?
That would be an incredibly
bold,
gutsy call as we look at the replay here. This play really resembled the first play of the game. Watch. He's looking right, cuts back.
I'll tell you.
Runs left.
From our vantage point, that right edge has been a problem all day in terms of pressure coming in on Crawford. And I mentioned it before. I wasn't sure of the number. I am now. That is indeed Romeo Maldonado. Off of that edge, he has been applying some good pressure. And that is blindside pressure.
There's an opportunity here, Joe, because there's no defender really straight up on the slot receiver to the right for the Bears. And that's exactly where they went.
Yeah, but that play is blown up. And hold on a second. Broken tackle. Flag comes in. 2 flags on the play. I think this first down is going to be waved off.
I think so, too. Yep. Illegal block in the back, Joe.
Well, that's a really good play once again. To blow that play up, it was Steven Guerra who came flying in. You mentioned, Joe, the room they had to work in that slot, that room taken away immediately after the catch.
Take a second look here. Immediately called out which receiver they were going to. Nice job by the Green Jackets closing that off real quick, and there's the block in the back. But on replay there, see a Green Jackets defender tossing.
Did the block in the back matter, Joe?
I don't think so.
I agree with you.
You know, and that's something that gets brought up, you know, for other major higher level professional leagues. It's, you know, it's splitting hairs, right?
That's no doubt a block in the back. You can't do
that. No, of course, by the letter of the law,
but
I agree with that.
Like,
Right.
Why commit that penalty? It's much like the face mask from before.
There are those types of plays, and they mostly happen on punt returns and kick returns where, again, by the letter of the law, there's a penalty, blatant, you have to call it. Does it affect the result of the play? In this case, it works against the Bears because it looks like that second effort was going to push forward for a first down, right?
They had it. They had the first down. And that block in the back did not afford them any of the running room. It did not take a defender who would have made a difference out of the play. Instead, it just gave away the yardage and gave away the first down. And it's now 3rd and 15. Crawford fakes the handoff, looking downfield, throws deep. Man open! It's caught! Liddy again! Up the sideline with one man to beat, and he is gone! It's a New York Bears touchdown! Crawford to Liddy yet again. We said it all game, Joe. The Green Jackets have just lacked that discipline in the secondary, and this time it comes back to burn them.
There's a good pun. You know I love a good pun. Very simple play here. 3rd and long, play action.
Oh,
you go to your first read.
There's no safety help.
There was no safety help.
And
I'll tell you something. Let's see the number here on that player. It looks like number 1. You have the roster sheet in front of you. Not a great angle. The cornerback stopped there, allowed the safety to be on an island all by himself to catch up to that receiver. Just not great decision-making there.
Now, Joe, you have to figure out, you call it undisciplined, and maybe that's not the right word in that spot, because is the cornerback in man coverage?
The cornerback has to follow the receiver. I don't.
Is the cornerback, if the cornerback is in zone coverage, I think you have to follow that receiver a bit further up the field.
Sure.
But there is no trace of safety help on that play whatsoever. So either the safety is not in position or the corner was in man coverage, which I don't think there's any way he's in man coverage.
No, he wasn't in man coverage. That's why he turned where he did.
So
but you have
where is the safety?
But again, the defensive back has to follow him up the field.
And that is a critical PAT. Storego extends the lead to 8 points. And now, I think fortunately, that takes the decision away should the Green Jackets score again.
Well,
I mean,
definitely.
What a game this has been, Joe. It's been a
good
one.
And I'll tell you something. The Bears built that early lead. Take one more look here. Slow it down a little bit more. Take a look at the touchdown play.
It's been a sloppy game at times, Joe, but it's been a fun game. And, you know.
And, okay, so.
I can't even fathom what happened on that play, Joe. I can't. I think they might be in man coverage, Joe. I think they might be in man coverage on that play. Look at the other two receivers.
The defensive back passed them along. We'll get out
of that. Go
back
back one more time.
We'll go back one more time.
Run it once more. Because the other two receivers were being defended in man.
And the left back here looks like number 88.
No, that's not man coverage.
He passes, but he points at the safety as if he's expecting to help.
I think it is man, Joe. I was looking underneath, and the reason that defender in the slot didn't move is because they were giving a fake screen look and sending the two receivers deep downfield. I think that was man coverage. I think that was man, Joe.
Be nice to figure out after the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what a turn of events. Imagine being 3rd and long, down deep in your own territory. And that was the first time in this game that either team was that deep in their own territory, and that's the result you get. Woo!
Well, Lapsley has it, and the Green Jackets are still very much in this game.
Absolutely.
However,
we don't know how much time.
The clock is working against them. We have not reached the 2-minute warning yet.
We have not reached the 2-minute warning.
We might be getting close.
The clock is working to the disadvantage of the Green Jackets.
So,
unfortunately, we can't give you an exact time.
Take a timeout off the board for the Green Jackets. They called one when they changed their minds and decided to kick instead of going for 2. So they have 2 timeouts remaining.
Missed that.
But
thank you.
I don't know how that happens. In this game, we've seen now 2 blown coverages and a ball that was straight ripped out of a defender's hands in the end zone that very nearly could have gone for another touchdown. The Bears did ultimately score. In the secondary, it's been a messy game for Glens Falls. That being said, they're still very much alive.
Yes, they are.
Dusk has fallen over Hillburn, and I don't know if there's a better environment for a night game that we work in. We've worked nearby in, what's the name of the stadium? Home of the Boulders, the stadium we were in not too long ago. I forget the name of the stadium.
No, it is Boulder Stadium,
It's Boulder Stadium?
Yeah.
The Boulders aren't the name of the team. It's just Boulder Stadium. Meanwhile, it's screen pass. And again, Joe, on first down, the Green Jackets do a good job of getting plus yardage and staying ahead of the sticks.
And it looks like they're going into an abbreviated hurry-up type of offense here. Was that a gain of 5?
Thereabouts, and they are hurrying, Joe, so I would suspect we are closing in on the 2-minute warning. If they're going no huddle, we're running short on time. And there's a nice completion into a very tight window. I believe that was Alisea. Clock still running. Now, you mentioned NCAA rules, Joe. They are stopping the clock on first downs. We might be inside of 2 minutes to go, Joe. There's a completion over the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like we're in a 2-minute warning situation.
They're in a 2-minute drill, Joe. I think we're inside of 2 minutes. It is so frustrating not to have the time.
I know. And unfortunately, doesn't look like the officials gave the signal. We have a timeout here.
So I believe that the Green Jackets just called timeout, unless we have reached the 2-minute warning here. They're getting a time check on the Bear sideline right now.
Officials are discussing this.
They need to signal how much time we have.
Right.
We've covered now, I would say, in this facility, 5 or 6 games in the history of PDF. And generally, we've had a pretty good finger on the pulse of where the time is, thanks in large part to that information being relayed from down on the field. But so far, we have not gotten any indication of where we stand in terms of time outside of timeouts being taken. Joe, you have to take another timeout off for the Green Jackets here. By our count, they have 1 remaining. They've hit just the one big play downfield, and what you know it, Joe, that play was also the result of a blown coverage.
That's right.
So when defensive backs have been in position and there have been no flags on the field, the pass defense in this game has been pretty good. These DBs have kept receivers in front of them for the most part. But we've seen receivers on their own island, and we've seen free plays lead to big chances taken, and with the free play, those have been converted a couple of times for scores.
Right on cue, Joe. Right on cue.
I get 50 seconds.
50 seconds.
50 seconds.
Thank you for that
All right,
update.
Joe, here's what you're going to do. Put the clock on the screen and do your best to keep it for the next 50 seconds. So you're going to put 50 seconds on the clock, click that eyeball, and throw it up on the screen. Don't start it, obviously, until the ball is snapped. It has been snapped, and the pass is incomplete. So take 2 seconds off there.
Yep.
I'd put us at 48 seconds, and then you can run that with each play. So the clock on your screens, unofficial. We're going to do our best to keep it. Now, if it comes down to a clock or the replay, you get the replay first. Joe is our color commentator, our broadcast engineer. Pat Gilorenzo outside, our camera operator, Joe Foreman on the call alongside Joe Calabrese tonight. Our colleague David Pizzuto in Philadelphia covering the Tri-State Warriors. Another colleague of ours, Nicholas Bavona, I know was watching earlier at home. Don't know if he's still here.
He's a tremendous help, too. It's always good to have an eye in the sky.
Always. When things go wrong, we don't always catch it. Spread shotgun look. Just under 50 seconds remaining in this game. It's a throw. It's a throw downfield. And Lapsley tripped and fell. Incomplete. He was wide open.
Yeah, he stumbled on his own 2 feet. And here's the thing. When he stumbled on his 2 feet, it didn't allow him to look at the ball. So, you know, even if he gets his head turned, I'm not entirely sure if he's going to be able to get to that throw. But it was a good throw by Willis nonetheless.
I'll have to admit, Joe, I was baffled for a second. I didn't know where you got Willis from.
Oh.
Isaac.
Sorry.
So Malik Willis going to get a chance to start this year.
That's funny.
The Dolphins?
That's so funny.
He's on the Dolphins now, right?
He is. He earned an opportunity to start as well.
I never know who's on what NFL team until I show
up in
week
you know
one.
what? It's the Packers thing. That's really.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Did he wear 7?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Spread shotgun look once again, and a throw down the field is picked off. Intercepted by Isaiah Berrios-Smith, and he will take it the distance for a Bears touchdown, and that will seal it for New York. No flags on the field. Bears lead it 32-18.
And just like you asked for, Joe, we get the free play of what should be the game-sealing play. Isaac's eyes do not come off of that receiver, and it allows the Bears to be able to read his eyes, jump the play, pick it off, and with the clock here, we have it unofficially at 30 seconds left.
I think you can take that down, Joe, with the team shaking hands. We have gone final.
Gone final.
That will do it. The New York Bears.
We tried.
The New York Bears win their NFL debut as they knock off the Glens Falls Green Jackets 32-18. And, Joe, it was a great game that at times was sloppy. However, the Bears hang on to win it at home, and I think you have to go back not to the pick six there, but 2 plays. On that pass down the field, Lapsley, who was so good in this game, simply lost his footing, fell down. The ball fell incomplete right next to him. I think he would have had it without a doubt and might have gotten out of bounds as well. That play set them up in a situation where they had to throw it, of course, just over 30 seconds remaining, and unfortunately for the Green Jackets, one throw over the middle, too many. It's intercepted, and Isaiah Berrios-Smith makes the play on the pick, takes it back for the touchdown, and the Bears win it. Joe, was an entertaining one.
Yes, it was.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. An incredibly strong beginning to the game for the Bears. The middle of that game kind of got murky. Self-inflicted wounds for both sides. For the Bears, they allowed the Green Jackets to creep back into the game a little bit, but they never lost their composure. They never lost the lead. There are certainly things that you would like to clean up from this game, but all in all, I think it was an outstanding job by David Crawford. Outside of the one play where he fumbled it, it was an outstanding job for him creating plays, keeping his team in the game. He made the big throw when it mattered, and ultimately that is all that matters. So great job here. To one final note, what you were saying before, it was Clover Stadium for the New York Boulders.
Okay.
We love this.
I knew it wasn't Boulder Stadium.
It wasn't Boulder Stadium. I just went with you until
That's nearby.
had the time. But, yeah, very nearby here, probably within 20 minutes or so.
Easily, yeah.
We love this area. It's a beautiful area. The clouds ended up clearing out here in the twilight here under the lights on a Saturday night is the New York Bears. In their first ever NFL game, they win 32-18 against the Glens Falls Green Jackets, and they move to 1-0.
And that will wrap it up for us here on the PDF Sports Network. Joe Foreman on play-by-play tonight, alongside Joe Calabrese on color. Our camera operator outside, Pat Gilorenzo. And our final score, the New York Bears 32 and the Glens Falls Green Jackets 18. I believe PDF is back here in Hilburn 3 weeks from now. Joe and I will not be on the call for that one, but I do believe we will be here broadcasting the next Bears home game. New York wins their NFL debut by 14. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.